Hi, my name is Jamie, and I'm doing this presentation for info220 about map librarians. Alright, so my interview, I want to talk to a map librarian, find out about their experiences, what they currently do, how they got to where they are, what resources they utilize, and who uses their library, mostly, and what kind of resources those people are interested in. Alright, the methods I used, it was basically an informal discussion over the phone. I had limited time and couldn't actually make it to meet up with them in person. I had 5 questions, and then there are sub-questions for each of those main questions. The first one was their pathway to becoming my map librarian, then their current duties as a map librarian, how their work days play out, what most frequently used resources they use for their professional, and who uses and how many people use PresmaplibM and what happens with them. Alright, for their background, they got their undergraduate degree at the University of Colorado Boulder. Then they got their Master's in Library Information Science at San Jose State University. They learned about becoming my lab librarian by reading about it in a book and seeing that that was one of their options. So they decided, oh, that's what I want to be. They had no prior librarian or geographical experience before attending San Jose State. Alright, the way they got the job was they went up and asked for an internship at Stanford, because the Stanford Map Library. From there they got a job working for a private collector. They purchased maps and basically improved their collection there. Then they eventually started doing the same for David Rumsey at the Stanford Library. And they learned most of what they know on the job apart from, their degree. For their current duties, they manage the library, the other librarians, and assistant staff, the geospatial center. They do a lot of overseeing the staff and delegating tasks for that. They decide what to scan and digitize for the map collection and who will do it. They teach instructional classes. There's not really a geography section at Stanford, so the map librarians have to do a lot of the work. They develop digital exhibits that you can see here, that link where I got the map on this page. Their typical workday is 50 to 60% meetings. They've got to delegate a lot of work to ensure all the tasks get done. They miss some of their traditional duties, but do find time to teach classes, develop curriculum, and they really enjoy working on their digital exhibits and combining history and courses with maps. Okay, for what resources they like to use, they use old maps online occasionally, Gale map databases, government websites, and there's a lot of communication with the other map librarians in California through listservs. Sometimes they'll have to go outside the state to find other people. The library has a lot of physical maps available to borrow, but they do have to track their value in the private market to ensure that they aren't loaning maps out that are worth thousands of dollars and someone might want to steal, which was interesting to learn about. Okay, for discussion, what stood out to me was that they really had to go out and find the occupation for themselves. It wasn't like a really offered curricular class. They're more interested in the creation of digital collections that we've really talked about and how important it is to properly present them and not just have them. They've got to be accessible to people. There's a surprise about how much managing they'd have to do, but I suppose that's kind of expected when they get to a high enough librarian position. There's definitely a focus on maps and history that I wasn't expecting. That's certainly cool from the perspective of someone who enjoys history. Okay, for the conclusion, I would check out their exhibits at exhibits.stanford.edu. That was pretty cool. If you go far enough as a librarian to become a manager, there's going to be a lot more to that than just managing a collection. Some things I would do differently. I think it's really valuable to meet in person and actually talk and see that kind of stuff. I wish I could have done that. It also would have been a big deal if I could have visited the library to see how it really works and how it really looks. The images probably don't do it justice, though they do have some excellent online tours, which I would recommend. Thanks for listening to the presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it.